Hi guys, today I am going to read to you from our American Trailblazers, the 50 remarkable people who shared and shaped U.S. history. So today I am going to read to you about Thurgood Marshall. And this is a picture. It's on page 113. So if you have your books, I'm going to give you a little time for you to follow along with me. It's on page 113. Thurgood Marshall was a lawyer, a U.S. Supreme Court justice. He was born in 1908 and then he died in 1993. Thurgood Marshall was born in Baltimore, Maryland, less than 50 years after the Civil War ended. And during Thurgood's childhood, Maryland was a segregated state. That means they had separate laws for white people and black people. So people were separated by race. He went to a public school for black children and lived in a nice middle-class neighborhood designated for black people only. His mother was a teacher. His father was a railroad porter and a waiter at an expensive whites-only club. Mr. Marshall debated current events with his son, teaching him to support his arguments with information from good sources. So if you're going to give out some information, make sure that it's factual and that it's true. Thurgood wanted to attend the University of Maryland School of Law, but he didn't apply because it did not accept black students. Instead, he went to Howard University, a historically African-American school in Washington, D.C. And then after graduation, he found it difficult to start a private law practice for two reasons. White landlords would not rent an office in downtown Baltimore to a black lawyer, and the Great Depression had weakened the economy. Most businesses didn't have money to hire lawyers. That means the times were very tough, somewhat like what we're experiencing today with the economy being down and people losing their jobs and businesses going out and not being able to recover. Thurgood Marshall, he began to work for the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, and it's abbreviated NAACP, in his Baltimore office, and eventually became the organization's chief legal officer. Thurgood and the NAACP fought racial segregation, filing case after case. He started by filing a lawsuit against the University of Maryland, a public school founded by the state of Maryland and subject to federal and state laws. Thurgood argued the state did not offer its black citizens a separate but equal public education, which was the law at the time. The court agreed and the law school in Maryland was integrated, so he was able to change the law. Thurgood is most famous for Brown versus Board of Education, a case he argued before the U.S. Supreme Court in 1954. The court ruled that separate but equal was unconstitutional and could no longer be used to separate people of different races. After winning this case, it resulted in the integration of all public schools and changed the course of American history. So that meant that black and white and other races could all attend the same schools. From 1940 to 1961, Thurgood argued 32 cases before the Supreme Court, and he won 29 of them. So that means he was a very good lawyer. In 1967, Thurgood became the first African-American member of the U.S. Supreme Court, so he was making history as well. He served for 23 years, and some of his most important works were the dissents he wrote explaining why he disagreed with the majority decision. These important legal documents can be used in the future to help change laws. And that's how they change laws, by what has been proven and what is true. And it changes laws based on information and facts that they have. And so these laws ensure that Thurgood's brilliant legal mind will continue to impact justice in the United States. And here's a quote. Equal means getting the same thing at the same time in the same place. So some tips for you. You can go to the U.S. Supreme Court. Whoever reads with you, they can help you look up the website and learn more about the highest court in the land, which is our United States Supreme Court. All right, guys. If you want to read about someone else, let me know, or let Miss Jones know, and we can read from either this book or our Black Heroes book as well. Okay? All right, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.